with a video. I thought that this video would be really interesting. So I just wanted to talk to you about my favorite Chanel bag within my collection. So I've recently acquired this piece. Actually, I've recently acquired both pieces, but with this particular piece, I've just used it on my last trip, and it's been on like multiple plane trips with me. It's been under the seat of the plane, and it's been through a lot actually. And so I just wanted to go over and tell you why it's my favorite Chanel bag. You're probably wondering which one it is, and you're probably thinking it's the Chanel Classic Flap. Well, let me tell you, it's not the Chanel Classic Flap. So I've got two bags here. The first one is the Chanel Classic Flap in the medium, and the second one is the Chanel Gabrielle in the, I think this is a small or mini. Comment below if you think I've got it wrong, but it's one of those. So yeah, but let me just go over the measurements as well, so you know exactly what the measurements are. So with the Chanel Classic Flap in the medium size, in terms of the length, it's about 16 centimeters. In terms of the height, it's about like almost 17, like 16.8 or something. And in terms of the width of the bag, like that's about like 6.5 centimeters. And then in terms of the Chanel Gabrielle, the width of the bag, maybe I'll do it from the bottom base, because the bottom base is about 20 centimeters. The height is about 16 centimeters, so similar to the Chanel Medium Classic Flap. And the width is about 6 centimeters. So in comparison to the Chanel Medium Classic Flap, it's not as long. So, but yeah, let's see what actually fits in the Chanel Medium Classic Flap. I'm just going to open it. So I've taken everything out. So usually these are my essentials every day that I carry every single day. So the first thing is my phone. I will never forget that. My wallet. So this is just a compact wallet. It's actually not a wallet, it's a card holder from Dior. So it's got no coin, coin compartment. My like a press powder, I think you call this. Yeah. So that's my Laneige, cushion. Sorry, that's my Laneige cushion. That's my MAC Studio press powder. And then my car keys, my house keys. These are my house keys. So that can just pop into there. And then my car keys, that can pop into there as well. And let's see what else can fit in this bag. So it's getting a little bit tight already. So let's see what else. Maybe the lipstick. Maybe we'll leave that lipstick out. One of these roller perfumes, because you just need them every now and then, I suppose. And then if the sunglass case doesn't fit, usually I don't carry a sunglass case. I don't carry the hard case. I always put it in a soft case. So I've got a soft case here. It's actually from another brand. I'll just pop the sunglasses in there just to protect it, and that will just lay on top actually. But looking at this, it's actually quite tight, so I can barely close it. Actually, I can't close it at all. But if I take out the sunglasses, then I can close that. So yeah, so that closes. There's no stretch in the bag, on the sides. So yeah, but it doesn't fit my sunglasses. So I'll take that out again, and we'll try it in the Gabrielle and see what fits in the Gabrielle. So let me just lay that out. I'll just put that aside because I'll do exactly the same thing. So the phone I've got is the Samsung S10. So this is not the Plus, it's just the S10. Okay, there goes my press powder. And yep, so I've emptied out the Chanel Classic Flap. And yep, not broken yet. So I guess I'm lucky there. So there we go. Yeah, so that's it there. And let's try it with the Chanel Gabrielle. So I'll just move that aside to give this bag a little bit more space. So with the Chanel Gabrielle, it's just one big compartment and just a little pocket inside with like a little zip. But as to the medium plastic flap, it's got 2 flaps. So I think that's what takes up most of the room, even though it looks a lot bigger. But yeah, so it's got 2 flaps there, but let's see what fits into this bag. So first of all, the phone, and then second, my house keys, and then my car keys, my wallet of course. Let's see how many things can fit into here. My lipstick, it's a Dior lipstick by the way. Yeah, and then my roller perfume. That can just slide into there on the side. And then my compact press. And then my Laneige cushion. And then another lipstick, maybe. And then my sunglass. Let's see if that can go into there as well. Actually, no it doesn't. Okay, so we'll leave the sunglass out. So the only extra thing it could have fit was the extra lipstick. But if you didn't want to bring, like if you don't carry like a cushion and a pressed powder like me, then maybe you could have like fit in the sunglasses, maybe without the case. But maybe the sunglasses I have, which are these Fendi sunglasses, are probably not the best one to fit in the bag because it's quite a big, like it's quite big in terms of the size of the optical frame. So if you don't need the case, then that will fit in quite nice. Yep, so there. So that will fit in quite nice. Actually, if you don't leave it in the case, in a soft case, then it will fit in quite nice. But this case is not actually really soft. If you've got one of those fabric ones, then that will be perfect. So this will fit everything in there. So yeah, so looking at these 2 bags, so just to sum it up, these 2 bags, I think they fit almost exactly the same thing. Let me try put this in as well, the cushion, and see if I can get that in. If it will work. Okay, so the cushion will fit into there, and let me see if I can zip that. I can barely zip it, but it does zip. So there we go. So I've zipped it up. Yep, so everything does fit into there. So compared to the medium plastic flap, even though the Gabrielle looks a lot smaller, it does fit a lot in. So that's why I've chosen to carry this bag traveling. And the other thing is, to me, the Gabrielle is just not as, it's not as obvious, like in terms of the classic, but in terms of the Chanel Gabrielle, it's one of those bags where you can't tell it's a Chanel until you're a collector. Then if you know the collection, then you know exactly that that is a Chanel. So that's what I liked about it. So with this bag, I've carried it on multiple plane trips. So I've traveled from Australia to Vietnam, to Ho Chi Minh City, Ho Chi Minh City to Dubai, Dubai back to Ho Chi Minh City, and Ho Chi Minh City to back to Sydney. So that's probably like quite a lot of plane trips. And it's been under the seat in front of me, it's been on the side, it's been thrown on the floor. And I've also carried it in crowded places. I've knocked it onto multiple things. So with this particular bag, it's made from distressed calf skin. Like, I think they've called it like aged calf skin. And the bottom is like a really hard frame. It's like a calf skin, and it's not distressed, but it's like just a plain smooth calf skin. And it's quite a solid piece as well. So that's the frame of the bag. But just looking at it, I can tell you right now, I've knocked it onto like many things. Especially when you've got a baby and you're trying to juggle one hand with the baby, another hand doing something else, carrying your luggage, and also having this bag on you as well. So I've knocked it in many places. I've also dropped it on the floor multiple times. But just looking at it, there's actually not even any scratches. Not even any scratches to the leather. So in terms of just the wear and tear on this bag, it's actually pretty good considering what it's been through. So it's been through a lot actually. It was my main bag that I've carried most of the time on my trip, and it just seems like there's just nothing wrong with it. Like there's just no scratches, there's actually nothing. It seems to be okay. Like, so it's actually quite durable. And the only downside about this bag is, I gotta say, everything else is like, it's a pro, but the only con about this bag is with the edges. Like if you see the edges around here, the opening where the stitching is between the bag and the zip part, it catches dust. So it actually catches like dust, and you can see it. So I'm just constantly cleaning it, but to some point I just forget about it. And the other thing I liked about this bag was, like I've mentioned before, it's quite an understated bag. So it does have the Chanel zip on it. But if you don't like the Chanel, like if you don't want people to know it's a Chanel, like they carried it in Ho Chi Minh City, it's probably a country that you just don't want to flaunt everything, because it's quite, you have to be quite vigilant in that country. So with that specific country, when I went, I was quite vigilant, so I didn't want to flaunt that I was carrying a Chanel, so I made it quite, like, it's not obvious. So what I did was I just put the zip on the top, and I just carried it in a V shape, so it's quite secure on. So just carried it in a V shape like that. So if you're not a Chanel collector, then you won't know that's a Chanel bag, comparison to something like the medium plastic flap, where it screams Chanel, and everyone knows that's a Chanel iconic piece. But as to this, it's just not as obvious, and it's very understated, and I think it's quite cool. Like it just goes with a lot of your outfits as well. Like if you wanted to wear it for a dress, you don't have to V-shape it, you can just wear it on your shoulder like that. It just looks like a simple, like a simple shoulder hobo bag, and it's quite a good shape as well, I think. And in terms of the structure, so I've heard, like I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of people had the bigger size, like the medium size, and then you can see that during time it will collapse. But in terms of this specific size, it just holds its shape. I mean, it's the shape, just like I filled it up I filled it up where I can barely zip it sometimes, and it just seems like there's just nothing wrong with it. So I think it's okay. But the other thing I like about this is it's got multiple metals. So it's got like a brushed gold, an aged gold, a polished gold, a silver, ruthenium, which is like a nickel type color, I think. So you can actually wear it with any types of metals. So if you're a gold person, silver person, it just doesn't really matter. And in terms of the weight, considering it's got like so many chains, this is what I first thought as well when I never got this bag, and I didn't know why I never got it. It's actually due to that, actually, because it actually turned out to be my favorite Chanel bag, but due to the multiple chains, I just thought that's going to be really heavy, and especially for my lifestyle, I just don't like heavy bags on my shoulder. But if you compare the weight between the Gabrielle and the medium plastic flap, the medium plastic flap's a lot heavier compared to the Chanel. It's probably due to it's all leather lined. It's all leather lined. It's also got the double flap. But with this one here, it's actually cotton. It's like a fabric lined with one pocket. Very simple bag, and the only thing that makes it look heavy is the actual chains. And the chains are actually what is the heaviest on this bag, but everything else seems to be okay. But yeah, so just to sum it up, that is my favorite Chanel bag within my collection, and I just don't have these two bags. I've got a few more, but this is actually my favorite Chanel bag. It's just due to the look of it. It's just so understated, and it's just practical and convenient, I find. And yeah, but let me know your thoughts on what you think about this bag, and if I've convinced you in any way. But yeah, but thank you for watching, guys. And yeah, that is my comparison between two iconic bags from Chanel. But thank you for watching. Bye.